What's up everyone, it's Pablo, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into cost accounting methods crucial for small business owners. Understanding production costs is key to long-term success. We'll break down the top 10 cost accounting methods. Check out my blog for more resources. Link in the description below. Let's kick things off with activity-based costing, or ABC. Traditional cost accounting often lumps overhead costs together, but ABC takes a more surgical approach. It identifies specific activities contributing to overhead costs. Then, you assign a cost to each activity. This gives a more accurate picture of overhead costs. Next up, we've got job order costing, ideal for custom orders or unique products. Think custom furniture or specialized print shops. Track costs for each job separately. Monitor direct materials like wood or ink. Track direct labor hours for each project. Add direct costs for precise job cost. Now, if your business churns out standardized products on a large scale, think of a beverage company or a clothing manufacturer. Process costing is the way to go. This method shines when you've got a continuous production process and you need to figure out the average cost per unit. So, instead of tracking costs for each individual batch of soda or t-shirt, you're looking at the costs incurred across the entire production process over a specific period, say a month or a quarter. Chapter 4. Standard costing. Let's talk about standard costing. This method is all about setting benchmarks and measuring your performance against them. The idea here is to establish what a unit of product or service should ideally cost. This includes setting standard costs for your materials, labor, and overhead. Then, you compare your actual costs to these standards and analyze the variances. This helps you identify areas where you're doing well, and more importantly, areas where you might be overspending or experiencing inefficiencies. Chapter 5. Marginal costing. Marginal costing is all about understanding the cost behavior as your production volume changes. This method focuses solely on the variable costs of producing one additional unit. Variable costs are those that fluctuate directly with production volume, like raw materials or direct labor. Fixed costs, like rent or salaries, remain constant regardless of how much you produce. With marginal costing, you figure out your contribution margin, which is the difference between your selling price per unit and your variable cost per unit. This information is pure gold when you're making pricing decisions, determining your break-even point, or evaluating the profitability of different product lines. Chapter 6. Absorption costing. Absorption costing, also known as full costing, is a method that takes all your manufacturing costs, both fixed and variable, and includes them in the cost of your product. This is different from variable costing, which only includes the variable costs. So, with absorption costing, you're factoring in things like direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead, both fixed and variable, to determine the total cost of producing each unit. This method is often required for external reporting purposes, like preparing your financial statements according to generally accepted accounting principles, or GAAP. Chapter 7. Now, if you're all about maximizing efficiency and minimizing waste, lean accounting is right up your alley. This method aligns your accounting practices with the principles of lean manufacturing, which is all about streamlining processes and eliminating anything that doesn't add value to the customer. Lean accounting focuses on tracking costs based on value streams, which are the series of steps involved in bringing a product or service to the customer. By analyzing costs at the value stream level, you can pinpoint areas where you can optimize your processes, reduce waste, and ultimately deliver value to your customers more efficiently. Chapter 8: Throughput Accounting. Throughput accounting is a method that's laser-focused on one crucial metric: throughput. Throughput represents the rate at which your system generates money through sales after deducting the truly variable costs, which are typically just your direct material costs. This method emphasizes maximizing throughput by identifying and eliminating bottlenecks in your production process. A bottleneck is any constraint that limits the flow of work and prevents you from generating more throughput. By identifying and addressing these bottlenecks, you can significantly increase your overall profitability. Chapter 9: Target Costing. Target costing flips the traditional pricing model on its head. Instead of determining your costs and then marking up to reach a selling price, target costing starts with the market. You determine what price the market is willing to pay for your product or service, and then you work backward, figuring out how much you can afford to spend on production while still achieving your desired profit margin. This method forces you to be incredibly cost-conscious from the get-go and encourages innovation to meet those target cost goals. Chapter 10: Environmental Costing. Last but not least, we've got environmental costing. This method is all about recognizing and accounting for the environmental impacts of your business operations. This includes things like energy consumption, waste generation, and emissions. By assigning a monetary value to these environmental costs, you gain a much clearer understanding of your company's overall environmental footprint. Environmental costing isn't just about being environmentally responsible, it's also about identifying opportunities for cost savings and efficiency improvements that benefit both your bottom line and the planet. So, there you have it. The top 10 cost accounting methods for small businesses in 2024. From activity-based costing to environmental costing, each method offers a unique perspective. Understanding your costs is the foundation of making informed business decisions. Check the link in the description for more resources on my blog. Hit like, subscribe, and comment on which method you're excited to implement. Thanks for watching.